On the fifth day of the ILCA6 2024 Women's World Championship, the typical Mar del Plata northeast wind was constant throughout the day. With an intensity ranging from 7 to 13 knots, conditions were ideal for both the gold and silver fleets to complete 3 races. And Marie Rindom from Denmark comfortably maintains the lead in the gold fleet, with a 21-point difference ahead of the American Charlotte Rose, who now sits in second place. The Swiss sailor Maud Jayet rose to third place, and is tied in points with the Belgian Plasschaert, who holds fourth place.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Rose and I sail for the United States. We just finished up day 5, or the last day of finals. Today was kind of out of the northeast, I think, direction, normal gradient sea breeze direction for Mar del Plata. It's opposite from the northern hemisphere, but yeah, today when we first got out there, it was a bit light, around maybe 7 knots, and as we got into racing throughout the day, the wind picked up to around maybe 12 or 13, ending the day with the last race, and the racing was a lot of right bias, so the wind was kind of trending towards the right throughout the entire day. So I guess it's normal, finally a normal sea breeze day for the venue. Throughout this entire week we've had to deal with storms and weird fronts coming through, so it was nice to finally have a pretty consistent day. Today was definitely a moving day for me. I wanted to move up and I put up some pretty consistent scores, and my main goals for today was just to have really good starts and execute the plans that I wanted to, which was play the right side, which lucky enough worked all 3 races, and I'm not really sure what the results are going into tomorrow, but honestly I'm just really excited to be in another medal race. I've only been in 2 medal races in my entire life, so this will be my 3rd. So yeah.
Okay, my name's Hugh Lester. I'm the World Sailing appointed course representative, working in conjunction with the Argentinian race management team. So it was fantastic today. We finally got to see what Mar del Plata is famous for, a sea breeze. Obviously we didn't have the big waves that are also common because it was the first day of the sea breeze, but we had some wonderful sailing today. It was close, boats did well, whichever tactics they used, and it was a thorough joy to watch.
This is your weekly Global Sailing Highlights show, The World on Water, January 12, 2024. Ben Ainslie steps down as driver of Emirates Great Britain SailGP team, handing the keys to double Olympic champ Giles Scott. Ben will remain CEO, managing the overall performance of the team both on and off the water. Speaking about the decision, Ainslie, who won medals at 5 consecutive Olympics from 1996 onwards, including 4 golds, said, "It's probably the toughest decision I've had to make in my sporting career."
I'm coming to the stage in my career where I'm more and more involved with the management of the team, and it's clear that this is a young person's game, and whilst I feel like I'm still relatively at the top of my game, it's time for the next generation to come through and those younger sailors to have the opportunity.
Ben's given me the call up and I'm going to be taking on Emirates GBR. It's a big moment.
Giles is without doubt one of the greatest talents in the sport. He's incredibly mature and level-headed, and I think he will suit this style of racing perfectly.
There's pressure everywhere. I'm stepping in and doing the job that Ben Ainslie's been doing. That's certainly no small thing to take on, and the team as a whole expects excellence, and I hope I'll be able to get there and deliver some goods. I mean, I've got a lot of catch up to do, that's for sure. I mean, a lot of the drivers here have been competing for multiple seasons, and with this circuit you don't get an awful lot of training time, but I'm very fortunate being a new driver. But one thing I do have is an amazing team. Everybody involved is hugely experienced, top quality sailors, and I've ultimately got to try and step up to their mark.
I'm not just saying this because we're here in SailGP. It's the best sailing I've ever done in my career. It's by far and away the best. It's so much fun. I've really loved sailing with this group of sailors. We've been through some tough times together, and now at the other side.
No, the British crew crushed
And everyone's always dug deep, given 100%, and you can't ask for any more than that from the sports team. So, I'll miss being on the water with them, but I won't be far away.
Charles Caudrelier, the solo skipper of the huge trimaran, Edmund de Rothschild, in the ARKEA Ultim Challenge round the world race, has had a tough start to the race, and he looks tired and affected by it. Still, he leads the 6-boat fleet. Keep watching the World on Water channel for our regular reports in English.
Et voilà, ça va être le 3e jour au large de... On a passé Madère cette nuit. Voilà. L'ambiance autour. Petit reaching, on va chercher un gros front là avec un peu de vent dedans et un peu de mer. Tout le monde se place un petit peu au sud pour pas être plus fort. Voilà, le bilan de ces 3 jours, il est pas mal. Le bateau est en bon état, le bon amorti. Un peu déçu de la dernière nuit là où on était bien placé avec sur des beaux et on a eu un trou de vent dramatique pendant plusieurs heures. On pensait être les premiers à sortir de l'anticyclone. Et on est resté dedans coincé. Et du coup, on s'est fait passer. Alors, les dégâts sont mitigés parce qu'il y en a un qui est passé, l'autre qui a dans le top qui est fait le grand tour, qui lui, par contre, est coincé par la zone de Madère. Donc voilà. On fera le point demain parce que la nuit va être agitée. Bonne journée à tous.
The Roaring Forties. A stretch of ocean few people will ever have the opportunity or the courage to sail. Was the adventurous Leg 3, race crew, and professional sailing duos have done just that. They sailed almost 5,000 nautical miles, battling all conditions that Mother Nature cared to throw their way. We can witness the challenges they faced and overcame. As told from on board Beccarzella and Washington, D.C. Also look out for other footage shot from across the fleet, including a helm view from Ha Long Bay, Vietnam. The route was from Cape Town to Fremantle via the Southern Ocean, through the Roaring Forties.
excited to be getting back on the boat. I'm excited to start the big leg ahead of us.
Element of trepidation because the waves are meant to be huge.
Australia's going to be awesome, and Southern Ocean's going to be awesome too, so bring it on.
Slightly apprehensive, slightly nervous. I've been told the waves are huge.
Weather-wise, anyway. So have a good one, guys. Stay safe. Bye, guys.
Great start coming over the line. We now seem to have found our own little unique wind hole. And there we have, Table Mountain is still there. Ocean racing, you get what you get and don't get upset.
The sun's out, it's warm. Yeah, it's lovely, having a lovely time. Just what I thought leg 3 would be like.
Wind's increasing, so we're having to put a smaller sail up, so we're switching from a Yankee 2 to a Yankee 3.
Okay, hatch closing.
Hatch closing.
Yeah, got it.
Got a big front coming up today, and it's going to be the first front that we've got on this on this race, and our first big ocean front for quite a few of our crew. So it's really important for me that the crew get rested before we have a couple of days of exciting sailing.
So at the moment we're kind of heading in a southerly direction. We're getting southerly to go find those winds that we want. Okay, when this front comes over tomorrow, generally the winds will be 30 knots-ish. However, it will bring some big gusts. We might see some quite big numbers, maybe in the 40s, maybe in the 50s.
You must put your head into the mouth of lions for the show to be a success. So when I'm at the wheel, my head's going to be firmly in that mouth of a lion.
We are Sailing Only Media. Please subscribe, share, like, and check the alerts bell. Chris Sheehan contacted the media team from on board his Pack 52, Warrior 1, on the 9th of January at 1000 UTC. Right now it's really all about keeping her moving as quickly as possible. So driving and trimming is critical, commented Sheehan. It's a very benign sea state, maybe a half a meter or 2 meter, occasionally from the north. We have 13 knots of breeze, which is nice, 16 is better, we go on a step there, and complain, but otherwise a beautiful, brilliant sunny day.
Right now it's really all about keeping her moving as quickly as possible, so driving and kite trimming is critical right now. It's a very benign sea state. Maybe a half a meter or to a meter occasionally out of the north, and so we're not surfing swells, but we have 13 knots of breeze, 14 knots of breeze, which is nice. With like 16 is better. We get up on a step there and can plane and surf a little better. But otherwise, beautiful, brilliant, sunny day. Lots of African fishing boats, so we need to be careful of them and the nets they're dragging. A fair amount of commercial traffic throughout the night. But the crew morale is great, and we're really moving along. We're staying in a band of pressure, maybe 100 miles wide, jibing a lot, maybe every 4 hours, and that keeps us rumbling along. That is correct. We know that there's going to be a bit of that high that has been pushed south by the low pressure is going to be surrounding the Cape Verdes, and there'll be the traditional, wind shadows for around the Cape Verdes, and we're not sure exactly of our strategy, but that's going to be a very difficult and challenging navigationally and tactically to get around the Cape Verdes as quick as possible. And if we run into light air, we just got to be very exact in our sail selection, in our driving, because we do not want to lose contact with leopard. Although they are 40 to 50 miles ahead of us, that's okay given their length and in time they owe us. But if we were to get parked up in there longer than they would, that would be problematic. And then, of course, the boats from behind could sail up to us. So we need to be very, very calculated in how we get through and around the Cape Verdes. Correct. That would be our, that's best for us to try to stay within 40 miles of her and certainly push the boats behind us back if we can. But, yes, that is our goal. We're seeking the overall IRC win. And to your point there, we are seeking a little bit higher pressure, more pressure after we round the Cape Verdes. We may be into the 15s and 20 knots of breeze, still under an A2. We're under this, we've gone from an A15 to an A2, so we've only changed sails once, essentially. And we've been under a kite the entire time, whatever it is, 2.5 days now.
Today officially marked the start of the 2024 ILCA6 Women's World Championship, co-organized by the Yacht Club Argentino and the International Laser Class Association. The regatta began with 102 competitors from 46 countries.
Hi, my name is Julia Büsselberg and I sail the Ilca6 for Germany. Today was a tough day. We've been on the water for I think like 3.5 hours, but only managed to complete one race. The wind was pretty patchy in the first race. I had one of the worst starts you can imagine, but I managed to always connect the pressure, and I was already third at the windward mark, and then it was kind of easy with a little bit distance to the main fleet to just play my game. So they were trying to start a second race, and then you already saw the rain cloud that was stationary over the shoreline approaching to our race course, and it looked pretty dark, and I was like, actually, I'm not sure if I want to be on the water now, but the race committee kept pushing, and then in, I think our third starting attempt, they finally put a P over H and then sent us in, and it was the strongest rain I've ever experienced on the water, I think. Personally, I couldn't even see the harbor. I actually couldn't see more than 100 meters, the rain was so strong. Last year in The Hague, I managed to qualify Germany for the Olympics, so that's done already, but this World Championship is one of our 3 internal qualification events. So I'm pretty happy with my start into that one, and then we'll see how far I can make it on the marathon to Palma. I just try to keep it race by race and then see where I am at the end. I mean, I like the medal race idea, but I didn't like the losers race idea, especially for the nations as Germany, when it's like part of their qualification, and then for losers race there's always people deciding not to attend that race anymore. So I expect on the last day to actually have an easier life to jump up some places when you're in this loser race. And this is personally unfair, but the idea of a medal race I like. After the last Worlds, I took a little bit of a break, and then we went to Portugal because we were expecting similar wave conditions there. And then actually we came pretty early here, mid-November, to already do the Argentinian Nationals as a real regatta on this venue. Then I had a short Christmas break, and now we're back. The Argentinian Nationals, I think we had like a little more than 100 boats, boys and girls, so the characteristics of the fleet was a little different. It was interesting racing, almost reminded me a little bit of today. There was no rain cloud coming through, but we had a lot of puffs, and when you were on the wrong side there was just no comeback. It's a 2-month block for me. I tried to speak as little Spanish as possible, trying to conserve my French for next year, and then we only have like 1 week off when we are back in Germany because we want to prepare for Europeans as well as possible. And then we're gonna go to Cyprus just to have it warm and easy, and then catch the ferry to Greece and be there more or less beginning of February. Well, I'm already rinsed now after this heavy rain, so I can't wait to finally get some food, proper food, and then see you all tomorrow.
The second series in the Australian Hobie Championships was the Hobie Wildcat, Hobie 16 Women and Youth. The new year started with a bang. With the wind gusting to 30 knots, the start was delayed until later in the afternoon, with the wind abating. The race committee decided just to run the Hobie 14s. Some of the 14s enjoyed the conditions until the wind increased again.